Okay, so far we have seen examples on how to scrape data using three libraries that I have shown you. If you have the option to scrape data using API, then this should be your preferred choice because it's a lot easier, and to be honest, you don't need to scrape data yourself. All you need to do is to look at the documentation of the API of the website that you want to scrape. It's a lot easier and faster. The codes are much simpler compared to the previous examples I showed you. You can also, combine API and a scrapey. I will show this in the future videos again. And the other thing which is very important, I said that sometimes web scraping could be a gray area. But if you are extracting data using API, you can rest assured that your data extraction is legal because this is the facility that the website has provided you. Again, check the terms and conditions of the website, even if you are using API in order to extract data. So I'm going to show you two examples now on how to use API in order to extract information. One of them is Wikipedia and the other one is Google News. So I have actually shown you how to scrape data from Wikipedia using Scrapey or Beautiful Soup. But you can always check whether a website has got an API or not. So the way I do it is that I just simply Google it. So I just type Wikipedia API Python to check if there is such a thing. And actually, yes, there is. So you can click on the documentation and see how to install it. So they already have given you the guidance. So that's pip install wikipedia-api, and all you need to do is to copy and paste it on the terminal like that, and then install the package. By the way, I already have done this. So you need to read the documentation. That's the best guidance. Make sure that you always, check the latest developments in the documentation because they may change. So I'm gonna run some examples. First of all, you need to import the API. So import Wikipedia API, and then this code would initiate the API in the English language. So I'm going to run that first. And then let's actually search for a page. Yeah. So this variable called WikiWiki, what is the title of the page called coronavirus? So if I run that, shift enter, or you could have use this run cell here. So that's the title of the page. The other thing you could have done is that you actually extract the text of the page. So if I run this cell and then see what this variable would return, so you're actually asking for the page coronavirus disease 2019, the example I showed you, to find this. You can even check that whether the page exists. So once you establish the Wikipedia page, you can actually run this code. So it's dot exists with this parenthesis here, and it will tell you whether the page exists, which obviously exists. Page title, again, I showed you that. We can also ask for the API to give us the summary of the page. And the summary of the page is actually everything up to this table here. So normally in all Wikipedia pages, the way the data is structured is that you find a summary first in different paragraphs, then you find the table of contents, and you find more details. Yes, so the summary here is actually that first section before the table of contents. So as I said, you need to initiate the Wikipedia API, the English language, and then once you create that variable, if you just type .page, it would actually initiate the page you're looking for. You can check if it exists by typing this code, the title, and the summary. The other thing you can do is to check the full URL. So that's a full URL, and if you want to extract the whole page and its text, so that's what you need to do. So it's very simple. So the variable that you created, .text, would actually give you the whole text. As you can see, it's a lot easier to extract data in this way. And the good thing about it is that you can actually combine the text from different pages and save it in a dictionary, and that will be the first step for any natural language processing projects. So if I have an empty dictionary like this, I'll call it file, and that's an empty dictionary, I can create a dictionary and save the text of a coronavirus disease page under a key called corona, or you can call it whatever you like. So if I run that and then run the file, so that's a key and that's a value. I can keep updating this dictionary, and those of you who are familiar with the natural language processing projects are familiar that this would be the start of the NLP project, and you collect data like this. So it's much faster if you want to keep updating our text, if there is a reason to add the text from the Wikipedia pages. The final example would be Google News API, and again, you can check this on Google to see if such a thing exists. And so we type Google News API Python, and this is the documentation. And this is how you install it: pip install Google News on the terminal. So I'm going to show you quick examples here. Again, you need to import the library after you install it on your machine, and initiate the language. So I'll run this cell. You can search for any keyword, again corona, if you're into coronavirus or whatever. So I'm going to run this. Nothing is going to happen as a result of running this cell. So in the first step, you're asking Google News to search for this, and then we will tell Google to get the page for us. Again, nothing is going to happen if I run this cell. I mean, you won't see any visible results. Now, you will ask Google News to give you the result. So if I run that, here we go. This is a very, very nice and a structured way of giving you the results. It's a dictionary. It's got a title of the news, as you can see here. This is the source of news. So for this one, it's called Innovation Origins. The date, it's 4 hours ago. Description and the link. And you can also, find a link of the image if you're interested. And you also find, the information about other news. By default, actually, this is the result of the first page. So you can actually, just type like page 2 if you wanted. The best thing to do always is to look at the documentation and see the examples. I will explore this further in the future videos. It's not a great API because, for example, here you find that they have suggested on how to get the list of the news links. so using .get links. But if you run that, it gives you error, as you can see here. So it shows that despite the fact that there is a guidance on the documentation on how to get links, when you run it, it doesn't work. So this is actually the problem from the API. So I think you can actually kind of have a feeling on the differences between different ways of extracting data. Either scrape it or use API. As I said, your preference should still be using API. This one, for example, could easily be read using pandas library and saved in a pandas data frame, and then again you can do some analysis on the results that you get. We can keep updating the results like this. So this is the search result based on corona, but we can save this and add more results to the keywords such as coronavirus instead of corona. So this was an example on API, but if the API gives you error, if there is no API at all, then there is no other way but to scrape the data yourself. I hope this video provided you a good introduction on how to scrape data from the web. Web scraping has a lot of practical applications, and here are some examples. For example, you can scrape news feeds for various purposes, such as financial trading, medical research, etc. Or you can do the price tracking using web scraping. You can scrape a website such as Amazon or in any other website and get instant message once the price is dropped. Or Upwork, which is a website for freelance projects. You can scrape it too and find a freelance project based on your search criteria. You can also scrape tweets from Twitter for sentiment analysis. However, I should tell you that for scraping tweets, you need to use API because it's going to be very difficult if you want to use other methods. Or you can scrape consumer reviews for market research. So feel free to suggest your project ideas within the comments. If you like this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.